Hello YouTube, it's me, Zypher, and I'm back with episode 3 of the Minecraft Computer Fundamentals. This video, we'll be talking about storage, and we'll be building it for our ALU. It's a pretty tall design, but it definitely gets the job done. So, in this video, we will be making this and hooking it up to our ALU. Now, if you're playing on Java, I will link a video that I recommend you watch because you should use that one instead of this design. This design is inspired by it but changed to work in Bedrock, but the other design is much more compact and better, so if you're on Java, use the design that I link in the description. So, so my YouTube's doing pretty well. I've got about 70 subscribers, which is about 40 more than it was 2 weeks ago. And I've got people that actually enjoy my videos. And, well, it's just the only real announcement there is. The Arc 3, is on the way still, and, I'll have money tomorrow, which means I will be posting a download link tomorrow when I can get, the Minecraft Realms. The download link for the Arc 2 will be available, and you guys will be able to finally test that baby out. And I'll also make an alongside video showcasing how to program for the Arc 2. Um, Without further ado, I think we can go ahead and get into the design. So, this is the ALU we designed. It was capable of addition and subtraction. So, we're just going to knock off all of these here. And then start building the storage. Alright guys, I'm back, and to do this, things are going to be a little weird. Instead of setting this directly out, for the bedrock design that I have set up for this world, we're actually going to come out a block and then up. The reason for this is simply they're staggered, and so this one will end up lined up mostly, and this one will not. So now that we've got this, we're going to come out 4 blocks. Actually, yeah, 5 or 6 blocks, just to be safe. And we can go ahead and ignore that part. These 4 blocks is the beginning of our cache. So after these 4 blocks, we're going to take these 2 and come up, like so. Torch and dust on the rest. So at this point right here, this corner, place another block and then go up 3 more, breaking the middle 2. You're going to place, what is it called? You know what it's called, piston. I'm an idiot. So after you've done that, you can go ahead and place a glowstone right next to it, and then 3 blocks. This actually means that this will line up higher, and we can go ahead and do that just to make it simpler. The input, however, to it will go a lot higher, so we're just going to route that. So we're also going to place a block right here next to the piston there, and then we're going to go right next to the torch, and then over 1 block, placing redstone dust on all of those, and redstone dust on all of these. Next, we're going to take the block on top of the piston and bring it out by 2, placing redstone dust on the outer 2, and then more blocks. If I'm right here, we're going to go up here by 2 blocks, and then up here by 3 blocks, breaking those 2 blocks and that 1 block. We're going to place torches on either of those. Break that block and then place a glowstone instead. Usually I build it out and then I fix it to be compatible with Bedrock, but I don't want to mess you guys up. And so we're going to go out by a block right here, and then I'm going to figure out who's texting me. It's just my job. We're going to place redstone dust right there, redstone dust right here. Next, we're going to take this block, go up by 2, or 3, my bad, break the middle 2, and then place a piston underneath, break the top block. And next, we're going to place a block here, and a block here, placing redstone dust on these 2 blocks. We're going to extend it by 1, and then place another 1. We're also going to place the torch right here. And now that we've done that, we can place a glowstone on top, because now we're getting to the memory cell. We're going to place a block here, and a block on top. The repeater going that way, in the middle. That's our memory cell. Once we get the dust on top, we can then hook up the right system. Well, that's disappointing. That's not even... I should have shifted by a block. I'm an idiot. So it doesn't actually affect the overall functionality because we would put repeaters there anyway, so we're good. Okay, so now we place a glowstone, the repeater, and then a block. I don't have a sticky or a slime block. We're going to place a slime block in between those blocks. We're going to go up 3, break the middle 2, place a piston, break that block, place a block next to it. In the direction, like it should all fall into 2 block area. And we only have to do one more thing. We're going to take an obsidian, place it next to the sticky block, slime block, place the rest of the blocks blue because of busing, and place redstone dust on all of those, and the very last block we have to place is that torch. And the very, very last block we have to place are these redstone dust. And I'm going to place this just to write it and bring those blocks up. And we should be good. It is reading from both because the 2 read lines, this one and this one, have to be inverted. Because they turn off when you want to read. We can hook that directly to a decoder and it'll work just fine. So now that we have our byte or our bit here, I could have done this better honestly, but we're going to copy paste it and make it 8 bits long. And so for those that know the copy pasting techniques for Bedrock edition of Minecraft, go ahead and use those to extend it. If you're using Java, you'll have a smaller design, and we're just gonna go ahead and bring it to go for every bit in the system. Alright guys, now this is a little different than what we had before the clip. I made a few changes, like as of here on the bottom input, I placed a block with that same torch and then a block above that, and by doing that it covers the extra block that's done by that dust, so I recommend doing that. And for the next one I just do basically the same thing, but since you don't need a dust on top of that glowstone, that's where I put the torch. Now these are hooked up by doing the blocks like that, and here things get interesting. Now for the sake of this computer, what I might do is just put in all of these for torches, which will invert the input, but I will also invert the input to the invert, which means it'll come out normally. So all you do is do I don't have a thing on me. All you do is you turn on a line going into this block, which will turn off that torch, which will invert the dust. Now, our last deal is just hooking this up. It did end up being even, and that's lucky for me. I didn't actually think it would. But if we come here, grab our block, we can start going up here. I'm pretty sure that will go just fine. Well, maybe I could have saved a couple blocks by doing this. Alright. Now that we've got that, you can either build it all out or you can copy paste it. I'll let you guys decide. Alright guys, I didn't notice until a second ago that these did not copy paste, but hopefully you guys have those all copy pasted. So now that we're here, all we gotta do is take this memory and bring it out as far as we want. And for the sake of this computer, we will make it 8 bytes. So we're gonna copy paste this down by 8. Alright guys, and at that, we should have something pretty similar. If you're on Java, this will be shorter, so you're fine with that. But if you're on Bedrock, it should look something like this. So this is 8 bytes of memory hooked up to the ALU. And now that we have this, this means that whenever we, say, want to do our math or whatever, we can have 2 inputs stored here, which can be read and sent into the ALU, and then mathed out or subtracted out, and then saved at actually anywhere we want to save it. We'll be doing ROM, so we can address all of these things individually instead of what I did in the ARC, where the A was always written to. After, like, the A input into the ALU, the A input was always the one saved to. God, I didn't have to copy myself, but, well, in the next video, we will be getting into decoders. And decoders are the key to making all of this work. Now that we have memory, we don't need RAM just yet. So what we'll be doing is starting on the program cache, not the program cache, but like the program, and getting all that hooked up and making this thing a semi-independent unit. The RAM is external, so as long as the CPU works, we are good. So we're only a few episodes off from actually getting this thing to operate on its own. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe so that you can be ready for the next video when it comes out, because after we hook up the decoders, and doing other videos, which will be on individual topics, we will be getting this thing to actually run. And you guys probably want to see that, so without further ado, I'm a head out. Thank you for watching. I made a mistake. I'm not leaving. Crap. Repeaters. Before I leave, just go ahead and test out your lines, make sure your repeaters can work, and don't, like, put repeaters in essential locations. I feel like an idiot for forgetting this. This thing will only need, like, what, 2 repeaters? Alright, to show you what I did, all I do is I open up the furthest bit by breaking that block, and it reads from it whether or not there is an input, which means I can use that byte to figure out how far it goes and then put repeaters accordingly. This cache is actually really fast, believe it or not, where to access it, it takes, well, after the ALU, it takes 2 ticks to go all the way through the cache, and it takes 2 ticks to get out of cache, which means overall we can make this computer pretty fast. So, yeah, this is where we are at. I'm going to do the other side because of that stuff. So, this is where we're at for our computer. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll be ready in the next video. We'll be ready for the next video. Without further ado, skedaddle.